Hello everybody. I just wanted to give you an update on the progress of our check log terrace. So this is going to be the second video documenting our building the check log terrace, and want to give you an update. So basically we got this right here, leaf compost. So the top level of the check log terrace is on contour, and you can see the A-frame that was used to put the top level of the check log terrace on contour. I can demonstrate that in another video. But now we have the second level of the check log terrace, this one down here, making some progress today. So we added some cardboard to the bottom, and then we put some dried grass, kind of like lasagna gardening, kind of like a horticulture, and we got some logs there. So the logs are going to absorb water and slowly release it. It's going to allow this bed to stay wetter, moister, longer, and they're going to release nutrients as they decompose. So we still have some work to do there. It's not done yet. Our plan is to have some wildflowers on the top level of the check log terrace, and we're going to get some garlic going on down here in the second level. So another thing I wanted to point out to you at the homestead is this rock pile serves three functions. So this was designed intentionally to, one, slow down this water that's coming from this downspout over here. As it comes down the hill, it's going to hit this rock pile and slow spread and sink. It's kind of like a spillway in a way for the downspout. And another function, the second function, is I have some Jerusalem artichoke that I transplanted from my other garden when I moved here in July. And it spreads. Jerusalem artichoke really spreads aggressively. So I put these rocks here, and that's going to slow the spread of these Jerusalem artichokes. I don't want them taking over the whole bed. They will in a couple of years if I let them just go unchecked. Okay, so I put these rocks here. They're going to slow down this Jerusalem artichoke, and it kind of serves the function of a rhizome barrier, because they need a rhizome barrier to not spread as much. But these rocks will slow down the spread of Jerusalem artichoke. And also, this is something about, in permaculture, you want to design for the keystone species in the ecosystem, and you want to design for your benefit too. Okay, so that's how it separates from gardening. Okay, it's just not just benefiting you, it's also designing intentionally, being strategic in designing for a keystone species in that particular ecosystem. So you're actually creating the conditions for an ecosystem to flourish. Okay, so that's really what you're trying to do in permaculture, is to create the conditions for that interaction between elements in an ecosystem to create conditions for that ecosystem to function optimally. Okay, so that's really what permaculture is about. So I'm creating this rock bed here because I want to attract snakes. I don't mind snakes. Okay, I like snakes. Okay, so I want to attract snakes because they are going to be a keystone species, something that affects every other thing in the ecosystem, in the food chain. A snake will affect Lyme disease. Okay, if I put these rocks here, if I put these rocks right here, right, I have less chance of getting Lyme disease. Okay, how does that work? Well, if these rocks attract what I hope to be a snake, some type of snake that lives around here, a garter snake, something like that, it will decrease the mole population, the vole population, the small mammal population, the mice, or even, something larger than that, like a rat. Okay. So this will attract, be the habitat to attract the snakes to control the mice population that eats the seeds and eats the vegetables and things like that. So it could be even for rabbits too. So we want that. So that's something that we really intentionally planned here. So that's the third function of this rock pile. 3 functions, okay? Slow spread and sink. The water we have going to stop the spread of Jerusalem artichoke right here on this side. And it's going to attract a keystone species for this ecosystem. And maybe, perhaps, decrease my chance of getting a tick, okay? That's why putting rock piles here, if you use systems thinking, decreases my chance of getting Lyme disease or a tick, okay? If you really think it through, okay? So I hope that's food for thought for you to think about, and you're designing your garden. I hope you like these videos. I'm just documenting what I'm doing. I just moved here 3 months ago, and we have a beautiful property, 3.8 acres in central New Jersey. If you like these videos, give me a thumbs up and write comments in the comment section and subscribe to this channel. I'm just going to be documenting the journey that I'm on. I might make some mistakes, but I'm going to have fun learning, and I hope you learn too. Okay, we can learn from my mistakes, and you can share what works for you. If you've ever done a check log terrace, I'd like to see that. Okay, so I heard about it in Amy Strauss's book, Suburban Microfarm, I think it is. Amy Strauss is the author, I think. So I have that book, and she talks about check log terraces. And 10th Acre Farm, I think, is her website. And I heard a podcast from her on the Permaculture podcast, and I learned, that's how I learned about check log terraces. So how I'm learning about permaculture is actually doing it, okay? So if you want to learn permaculture, you have to go out and try stuff. Some is going to work, some things are not going to work, okay? So I'm just going to try. If it doesn't work, I don't fail, I learn. So it's about learning, okay? So hopefully we can learn together, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.